É a máquina. I never traveled without you. Never went to Brazil by myself. I'm gonna miss you very much, too. Very much.
Time to
Time to
go.
go. My mom is ready. She's right there. Tá pronta, mãe?
Vamos.
Vamos com Deus?
Who's here, Janica?
Oi, amor da minha vida! Nossa Senhora, pai! As you could see, I just went away for a little bit and then I'm back now. I left America to go on a trip with my mother because my grandma is ill in Brazil. My grandma is ill for a while now. She's in bed. Actually on December 16, 17, we FaceTime her. She was fine. I mean, you know, she's older. She's 93 years old. And I have a very deep connection with my grandma. My cousin called me one day and she was like, hey, grandma is not doing well and we're gonna have to bring her to the hospital. You know, I have plans to go to Brazil every summer. We always go in June or July. And so I was like, no, I don't know. I feel like if I don't go now, I'm not gonna be able to see her anymore.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whatever you wanna do, babe. And then I was like, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring my mom with me because it might be the last chance to see her. And I was like, let's just book the flight.
That's one thing about when you don't live in your country, and we were thinking if something happens and they cannot make it in time, especially now the flights gets delayed.
Oh, yeah.
And Brazil is really long trip
It's
already.
like 9 hours to São Paulo and then another hour to our hometown.
And then you have to drive for
Oh,
3
yeah.
more hours to
It's like
your hometown.
Yeah, it's far.
So it's really a long trip.
I had a week to do all of that. And we were like, let's just postpone everything and then just go.
It's the first time you went by yourself to Brazil.
Yeah, it's one thing, Anna and I like to plan everything. We like to really focus, okay, in July or June, we're gonna go to Brazil, we stay for a month, we do everything we need to do. But you know, it's life. Things happen without notice.
So a lot of people were asking why I didn't go with Junior. I was still working at the Met. I still had performance at the Met. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
2, I couldn't bring Julie because for her to travel with me overseas, I have to have enough time for her paperwork to be ready. I can no longer leave her alone. And 3 is very costly. It costs a lot to do a last minute
ticket.
trip.
Yeah, I went there. It was nice. I thought I was going to have a good time. Vlogging everything with my mom. You know, talking about my grandma and all of that. And once you get there, once you get in the mode of saying goodbye to someone, it's so much. You know, your head's like. I was
all
like
over the place.
trying to be there for my mom, and she was there for me. So it was like it's a little bit stressful because the flights were delayed. Also, I thought we were gonna die at some point when we got into our hometown because there was a very big storm, and then the flight couldn't land in our hometown. We had to take off again. That's how bad it was. Long story short, my grandma is still alive, thank God. Unfortunately, she's suffering a lot, she's under medication. We hope that she's gonna find peace soon. And her heart is very strong, although some other issues going on, but she's very strong. I saw her twice. The first day I got there and the second day, and it was very important to me, The connection I have with my grandma is so deep, and also my mom with her, that we had a chance to tell her that everything's gonna be fine, and all the conversations we believe. And she was so happy to see us. She doesn't talk anymore. She was very looking. Her eyes is not nowhere.
Focus.
Yeah, but as soon as we got there, she was screaming. She was so happy to see us. We were very emotional. It was very important for us. for my mom to understand that, you know, we're not gonna see her anymore. So it was the last time we saw her. So it was very, very important, very emotional, and now we are in peace with that, you know.
They got there, they saw grandma one day, and then the next day, and then for the third day, they could no longer see her because they had to isolate her because of some infections she was dealing with, and she couldn't get any more visitors. So basically, if we thought a little longer about it, maybe they would go and you wouldn't be able to see her. Yeah.
So you see that's the thing about life. Sometimes you have to make decisions on the spot. It's hard, it's difficult, but you have to. During December, I don't know if you guys noticed, most of the posts were made by Anna. You know, I want to be honest with you guys. You know, we are here to create a positive environment through dance, and that's how we live our lives by it. But during December, mid-December to the beginning of January, I was like going through some mental health type of situation. Yeah, kind of depressed in a way. I had therapists I talked to, and I just went through a phase that it was like important to me to grow and to see through all of this that we've been doing now with social media, because it's don't get me wrong, it's a lot going on. Even though we're together and we have a good time together, I found that it's very important to have our own time. And I was keeping a lot of me time. I learned that I need to take my time, you know, even though everything's rushing, and the transition through our careers as dancers, as performers, into the social media business was really fast and started to happen like overnight, everything. And I'm a very competitive person. I'm very like hands-on with everything, and then sometimes I just forget about everything else around me, just, you know, and just focus on work. And social media is our work now. So I felt that I was too invested into something new, but then I put it on a pause, my personal, self, you know. Anna was very patient throughout the whole thing with me.
I was very worried.
I was very upset, very sad, kind of. And I've never felt that before my whole life.
It was completely noticeable. I didn't film during that time at all. I was just reposting things that we done in the past. And it was, coincidentally, it was the end of the year. So I did a lot of the best of the year, things like that, just to keep it going. But it was very visible. Like even, you know, like playing with him, he wouldn't smile at all. And even when he smiled with his mouth, his eyes, it was so strange.
It was
like his
the
eyes
whole face was heavy, right?
And your posture,
oh my God,
was like
very important.
Down to, and it was so noticeable, baby.
Yeah. I had my family with me, honestly, and that's one thing that I'm not afraid to talk about this. This is not the content we like to create, but we are humans. I'm human. I'm not perfect. We are not perfect. Together, we try our best, and that's how we found dance, and dance kind of like brought us together. The issue was like, you can't put yourself on a pause. You know, you have to live life, and that's the thing. And when I allowed myself to go to Brazil and take the break, because I'm so me and a lot of people, we're so focused and so by the books. We are by the books, right? I started to focus on the important things that would make me happy. Because I don't create harm. We don't do anything wrong to anybody. So I was like, why don't I do the things for myself, you know? And it kind
That's
of like
very important.
kind of like open up in a different way. Now I have a different appreciation for what we do. That's how important I feel like dance it is, and how powerful it is, the dance form, the art form for us. Because I couldn't keep going with that. Because every time we dance, the joy you see, that brings us the joy that you see. So that's like a therapy. We keep doing that, it's fine. But I feel like I have COVID. Everything was the end of the year.
Oh yeah, it was all together.
COVID, and then there's some trigger because, I don't know, a comment here and there. And we were tired because we were performing all the time. we had shows at the Met, and we were like doing
And we had
everything
the
else.
Nutcracker.
And we had the
together.
Nutcracker.
We
and
were
we were busy.
overworked.
So I feel like I was like, it wasn't one thing. It was like a mixture of things. Now I understand that the connection with my grandma was also a thing. So crazy, right?
Could be.
When I went to Brazil, and it opened up the whole thing for me, and I was like, wait, this is not, everything's fine, you know? Mental health, the way you talk to yourself, the way you allow things to come to your life, to yourself, it's very important. It's very important. So I was talking to a therapist. It's really good, I mean, to talk to someone. And I realized that everything's okay. Also the age, I hitting the age, the 40s. At some point, I allowed myself back in the day to deal with a lot of things when when I'm 40, I'll worry about that. I'll worry about that. So and he even thought that this could be something too. Because I was like
Put pressure in
putting
yourself.
everything together for that age. At some point, triggering age or whatever, a lot of things, you know. You can't hold on to things. You just have to live. And
These are the pressures we put in ourselves.
I think we're really cool about everything. And I never had this type of thing.
I know, that's why I
But-
was worried.
But we are humans. Everybody go through something all the time.
Junior is actually the most positive person I know, and that's why, like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. And even my mom has depression too, and he talks to her like,
Yeah, always cheer her
you,
up.
yeah, like you were very.
Right.
Junior cheers everybody up.
But the thing is, it's like when we had miscarriage, right?
Mhm.
You were very down for a while, for a couple of days, 3-4 days.
But you were too. But you're trying to.
I was like
bring me up. I
I
remember
think
that.
so. It was like a mixture of things. And then sometimes, that's the thing, when you hold up stuff, when you start to just digest things and not talking about it, at some point it explodes. And I think that's what happened to me. I feel like it was a burst, you know what I mean? And now I understand better. And I think that's the good thing about it. It's phases of life. We go through that. I'm sure 100 or millions of you guys went through that and went through something even worse. And the very good thing is, it made me understand even more my mission, our mission here. Anyways, I just want to share this with you guys because we are just like you. We go through stuff.
Yeah.
And we haven't posted so long, and we were like, you know, at some point we have to share a little bit more about ourselves, and we don't mind this.
We like to think that you can have escape with us,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it is also important for you to see that we go through the same thing.
Yes, and a very important thing is that to check on people that you love, people that you see on the street sometimes. You know, it's very easy to judge people and see that they didn't look at you or they didn't talk nice to you. They're probably going through something that we have no idea. Or they're probably smiling at you and you don't even know that they're just faking smiling. So everybody goes through stuff. And we have to understand that it's a phase. There's a new day tomorrow. There's a new sunshine. There is always something that will change. Surround yourself with good people, with people that are gonna make you feel good for real. And it's okay too to also be a little down sometimes, stay on your own way. It's good. You learn about yourself. You're questioning a lot of stuff. And I just want to say that it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. It will take the time that it needs to take.
Julie is also recovering from her dental cleaning where she took off her canines
Yeah, she has no teeth in the front anymore.
and she's doing great.
That's the thing also. Julie she had the surgery, 2 days ago.
Yes.
It's gonna be difficult for her to eat. Her tongue is gonna stick out from now on. Haven't yet, but we know it's
Coming is the next thing
the next
that
step.
happens.
And she yet focus on her food, on the nap, walking around because she loves to walk, and she's also focused on the care that we give to her and the cuddles and everything.
She's good. She's
So
not suffering.
it took her 1 day because she was with a lot of medication. She was a little bit grog,
With the anesthesia, yeah.
and now she's back to normal. So it's like we should learn with animals, stop complaining and then just focus on the good stuff in life. And problems will come and we have to solve them. But then next, and live our lives throughout those issues that will come our way. So I guess that's it. I think it was another therapy for me. It was another session for me.
That's all I have for you today.
We have lots of good contents in the near future. We're back dancing, planning a lot of stuff, and we're also gonna go on a trip. We're gonna share that with you guys very soon. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Like this video, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
We see you soon.
Take care.